Thank you very much for coming. You have the state-of-the-art Jeron 790 IP system, and one of the calls are coming in right now. Very simple. You can pick up the handset. Hello, what can I do for you today? You do it right away. Good. And you're telling on your telephone, you're hitting 33, whatever your internal code is. But now as far as the nurse call is, I've open communication with that location, and someone has to go back to that room to push the cancel button. So would you please push the cancel button, the green button at the top in the middle? And would you go to another room then? Thank you. The audio is two-way audio, unlike any other previous nurse call systems. It's not like a walkie-talkie that you have to wait until they're done, and then the other side. It is full duplex, two-way communication. You can have over 1,000 audio paths on this. Now you'll see that Bath Assist is coming up and the room number of 318. So you know exactly who's calling, and we can label that whatever you'd like it to be. Hello, what would you like in room 318? Oh, we would be glad to send an aide right down. Now, she wants an aide. If you'll come a little closer here, you'll see there's little buttons across the bottom. See the yellow button that says aide? If I push that button, I can say she wants water. She's in pain. Okay, I want water. I'm going to set service. Now what happens is a yellow light goes on down the hall, and you know an aide needs to help that room. If they're in pain, they need medicine or anything like that, you push the green, and a green light will show up down there. So it's another way to communicate. Mm-hmm. Thank you. You can push the cancel button now. You want to go to the other room? Thank you. So that can be very helpful. So you don't have to be looking for somebody or telling somebody what they need to do and for what location. Do you have just phones here, or do you have any beepers or anything like that?
Well, we don't know.
You don't know yet? Okay. This is room 327. It's coming up bath emergency right now. Hello, can I help you? Oh my, yes, we'll send a message to maintenance to get right down there. How about her trash can? I'm not sure what she wanted me to do with that, but okay, we called maintenance and took care of it, and she canceled the call. Maybe she was telling me someone was trying to hit her with a trash can. I'm not sure. But as far as the calls in the system, you see that there's different communications that you can do once you've answered the call. However, you always have to go back to the room or have somebody go back to the room and cancel the call. That is programmable, though. But in the situation we've been told so far is you want someone to go to that room and cancel it. The system is programmable to say if you can answer their question like, you know, yeah, my team won today, ha ha, and you don't want to go to that room, depending on your protocol, we can set the system not to have to go to the room to cancel, and you can cancel from the main desk here. Hello, where are you now? This is room 337. Is it an exam room or is it a bath emergency? An exam room. We will relabel that. Code blue immediately. Oh. Okay, thank you. Okay, there is not code blue set up on your nurse call system because this is a clinic. So you probably have protocol on your phone system to call a code blue. We do have that available that you can add to the system though, if that's something you want. And a blue light goes off and code buttons and everything else. Yes, can I help you? 334?
Right now it's 333. No, 311.
Yeah, well, you're doing a fine job.
The way it be me.
Okay, we're going to send a nurse down to see you, okay? If you look outside, you'll see a green light flashing in a second. And we think that you're in pain. So we're going to set a service for a nurse to be in your room as soon as possible. And the nurse can cancel that little green button. So you'll see the green button's lit. You'll see there's call on the line. And there's service indicators and calls on the bottom here. So it's an answered emergency call. And it's going to stay answered and flashing until somebody goes and cancels it. So at this point, it's set to go to the room unless you choose to change that. But if it's going to keep flashing and come back and ring to you if no one's gone. So depending on the time zone set, it may be 3 or 4 minutes, it's going to ring back to you and say, hey, no one's taking care of this person, they need their drugs or whatever. And And we can label room 332 with a particular doctor's or patient's or name on the system too, so you could actually talk to a physician by name if you wanted to, if they were consistently in a particular exam room. What can I do for you, Dr. Jones?
That's definitely, she should have been an actress.
Who would you like? Tony. Well, we'd be glad to send Tony in as soon as I can find him. It might take me a little bit. Thank you. You'll see across the bottom here, there's 3 different designations. I did have RN, CNA, and aide. Is the orange set up for the CNA? I don't know if you have that many designations of people in this kind of area. One of the other things you can do is rounds. What this is I want to remember to go back in a certain amount of time. I want to set a reminder. I need an RN. I want an RN, and I want them to come back in at a certain amount of time. Let's see, 15 minutes. So this is going to ring back to that RN in 15 minutes and say, hey, remember me? You're going to come back and check at me in 15 minutes. And the system will remind you, because you know you get busy and you meant to go back and an hour and a half's gone by and it's, oh darn, I didn't go help Dr. So-and-so. So that's very cool on this front thing, that you get busy with something else. It'll ring back to you and remind you that 15, 30, 60, there's a bunch of programmable amounts of time in here that you can set rounding reminders in. So it's really nice to play with that and see how it might be able to help you do your daily work faster and better and not forget about different things. So that's another way to utilize the system. There's rounding right on the master to remind you to come back in whatever the pre-designated amount of time was. Is there any other questions on the master? You have mainly on the home menu, which you can do some things that you probably won't ever use. Rounding reminders, PA page. Right now you're not set up for paging through this, but it's something you could do if you chose to. Call forwarding. You've only got one here, so it's sometimes if you had different desks and someone called in sick or a snowstorm in this desk, you could send all the calls to the other. But this is all you have, so these kind of things aren't really going to help you here. But I'd like people to know some of the functionality in case things change down the road. This is a new facility and things will probably change. If there's anything you can think will help you do your work better, please let us know, because there's very many programmable items on the system that can try to help you, do your job better.